Hi everyone, thanks again for joining me for this week's Soulmate Oracle reading. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Anne and I give out general readings focusing more on love, soulmates, and spiritual connections. Now, these readings are not necessarily just for one particular type of soulmate or person, but actually messages coming from the divine, not messages from me, but actually messages that you need to hear for your highest good in order to empower your love life, your situation, your current romantic partner relationship, whatever that may be. Only you will know. And I try my best to get around every type of soul connection, okay? So for those of you who do know me, I am back home, back in the US, and I had a great time overseas in France. And if you'd like to follow me, if you're not already following me on one of my social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, I did post a lot of what I did on my trip because I wanted you guys all to see what I see and just, you know, make things empowering your life, whatever it is that empowers my life. I'd like for us all to be like united, so we all can be like going on this journey, because we are going on this journey together, the soul journey that we are trying to get higher with. So basically what I have been doing is trying to give out as much messages as I can. Now, I did do a few live readings when I was over there, live stream reading videos, I should say. They were an hour long, and it was a lot of fun. I had a great time, and it was, I believe, on last Saturday, the last one I did. I do plan on doing more, but because I am so busy for this weekend and possibly for days after, I really don't know when the next live stream video will be that I'll be posting, and I hope you guys can join me. So I will be most likely focusing on Instagram or Facebook. So if you're not following me or checking out those channels, I will make a formal announcement ahead of time when I'm ready for it. Okay, so today I'm going to be focusing, like I said before, it's a general reading focusing on love, and the cards that I've used are the very beautiful Nature's Whispers. Beautiful deck, one of my favorites. Okay, and the first card that I pulled, Clear Out the Old. And this is so true, because a lot of the things that we're going through right now, because of the energy shifts, because of things that we had to get past during these energy shifts, were not easy. A lot of us are still feeling the effects. I know I'm feeling them to a certain degree, physical and just emotional. It feels like sometimes you need to just let go. And the Divine Masculine has been going through a lot of this transition of moving forward and moving back, moving forward, moving back. The Divine Masculine is a part of all of us. Now, we all have it deep inside of us, and many of us tend to lean towards it more than the Divine Feminine at different times, sometimes of the year. Now, this is representing the card of the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine is trying to let go, trying to release and surrender, and we've seen that in many of the other readings prior to this one, that it's time to just be like whole, be unique, be the person that you are. And the Divine Masculine wants to do this, but the Divine Masculine has not been clearing out the old. As you can see in this card, I will try to clear it. The Divine Masculine has his eyes kind of like shut, and the Divine Masculine knows that there's things that is coming through in this little keyhole that he needs to let go of in order for him to move forward, in order for him to see the light at the end of the tunnel. He has to let go. Now, it's not necessarily also for just a man, it's also for women. So whatever you're finding yourself leaning towards, or your partner is leaning towards, sometimes the person that we're involved with is usually leaning towards the Divine Masculine. And this is something that you have to really search inside yourself. The Divine Masculine has been clearing out, digging deep, releasing and letting go of those past emotional insecurities. Now, a lot of times when you're involved in a relationship and that person just doesn't seem to get it, you know what I'm talking about. That person doesn't seem to know what you're saying, and it seems like you're just talking into to the wall, so to speak. And I don't like to say that, but a person sometimes just doesn't want to hear the truth. And the divine masculine doesn't seem like he is listening right now. It seems like he did a little bit of a shift from the previous times, a few weeks, because divine masculine is now coming into a new season as we are coming into fall, autumn, or coming into spring. Divine masculine doesn't know if this is the right thing to do. So maybe it's just a little bit of a holding back of clearing himself, clearing that energy out. And that's where you're at as well. You need to let go. You need to see that that person needs to let go. If that person isn't listening to you and that person isn't responding to you, it's time to let go of that energy of, why isn't she hearing me? Why am I always getting the bad end of the stick and this person just doesn't want to listen to what I have to say? Actually, the divine masculine hears you very clearly, loud and clearly. But if the divine masculine isn't ready, remember this, divine masculine isn't going to do what they're supposed to do. So they hold back a lot of energy. And usually we see with the energy shifts as we're coming now into a new moon, and the new moon I believe is in Virgo. I think that's tomorrow. Yes, that's the 9th. And I'm recording this on a Saturday, but it is a reading for the coming week. So just to justify that if you're looking at the dates. Also, don't pay attention to the dates all the time, because if you're landing on this video, you know that this reading video was sent to you. So it's basically the messages that are coming through. Now, as I was getting to it, divine masculine feels like a releasing energy of the new moon. The releasing is the new moon sorting out new energies for new intentions. Because now that we've cleared away Mercury retrograde, we have cleared away all the retrogrades actually, and the eclipses and all that fun stuff that we experienced in the energy shifts in August. I mean, it was intense, and also in July. It's now tapering down, and we should all feel like we're tapering down a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like the energy shifts are just continuing on, and that's okay. That's like an aftermath type thing, and it will get better, but though it's time now to just clear out the old. Okay, so that's what that card represents. Intuition. And as you can see, a lot of light coming from her crown chakra. Crown chakra has got ideas. There's things on her mind. There's things down below coming from within that she is starting now to see things. This again is the divine masculine. Divine masculine has intuition about these situations and what they need to do in order to make that transition possible. Now, clearing out the old can be a bit of a process. But if we're not paying attention to what our intuition is telling us, the divine masculine is never going to see it. So maybe this relationship that you're involved in has been kind of rocky and it hasn't been going the way you want. You're in separation mode. Maybe they respond to you. She communicates or he communicates with you whenever they feel like it. But though when you communicate, you don't hear nothing back. You need to follow the intuition inside of you telling you it's time to focus on what is true in your heart. Now, you may feel like, oh, I need to hang on. Or you may feel that it's time to move on. These are things that you have to make a decision about because the intuition is telling you it's time that you make a change for yourself, and especially with the new moon coming in, new beginnings coming in with a new season happening soon. You have to try to find what's in your heart to go by because nobody can tell you this. Now, I'm not here to tell you, and I won't tell you even with a private reading what to do. I will only guide you and advise you spiritually from the best of my abilities. Your intuition is saying, hey, I need to follow what I've been feeling in my heart. This person is going through something. This person is not where they're at, where they're supposed to be at. And I can't keep pounding myself in the wall, head in the wall, saying it's going to happen now, it's going to happen now. No, release that. Release that and start focusing on your inner truth, your inner peace. Because when that person is ready, they will make that shift and come forward. But if they're not ready, it could be, it could be a lot of time before they will actually find what their true peace is. You know, with the shadow of a doubt that person is meant for more in their life, and it could be with you, but though they're not seeing it. Maybe you care for this person and you see that they're doing the wrong things in their life. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you're involved or you are involved, but you see that there is some changes that needs to be made, and your intuition is saying, I need to talk to that person and just give them a little bit of my own guidance of what I'm feeling, what has been troubling me. Because you know what? We all have certain types of spiritual abilities. And if we don't listen to it and we don't follow by it, we're never going to empower ourselves to be higher, to rise up higher, to spiritually grow. This is our spiritual growth, guys. And you know what? If we're not doing things for ourselves, we're never going to ascend higher. We're never going to find love with that person or with ourselves. First of all, the love comes with ourselves. And if that love is not being transmitted properly, guess what? We're going to feel blocked, and we're going to feel like it's never going to happen, and it's always going to be at the same place day in, day out. And guess what? That doesn't do nothing for you or your divine soulmate. So instead, listen to what your intuition is saying. Maybe your intuition is saying, I need to just cut loose for a little while. I'm not saying cut loose totally, and that's up to you, whatever you decide to do, because it's your decision. But maybe I need to just take a step back and focus on what is truth and what is in my heart. Sometimes it's better to go back to the basics. Maybe you need to reintroduce yourself to this person as a complete new energy, and that's where I say new beginnings are about to take place. So you need to find what that is for yourself. I can't help you there. I can only tell you that the lessons that are being learned, the lessons that are being taught to you are for your highest good to get higher, not in order for you to just be with that person, if that makes sense. So there's many ways to look at it. I strongly suggest that you focus on what your inner truth is and what your spirit is telling you right now, okay? So let's go to the next card, Divine Feminine. Leap of Faith. And beautiful butterfly. I like butterflies. I'm always talking about butterflies and fairies. They're just so beautiful. Now she's taking the leap of faith. She's coming out of what it looks like a tightrope or a spider web. And, maybe down here was some negative feelings that she was getting, but she is ascending higher. She is rising up. She's not allowing the negativities that kept her down, to feel she can't do this. So she is doing it. She is taking that leap of faith. And that's where the Divine Feminine now is starting to manage herself. She's starting to see, maybe this is something I need to do. Maybe this is something that I am not realizing inside myself, that it's time for me to take the leap of faith. Now, the Divine Feminine has been trying to come out of her shell. Yeah, we've been seeing that. Trying to let go of what things that have been keeping her held back and not focusing on the inner divine truth that's inside of her. She actually now is starting to feel more complete. She feels more of she can do this. But though her fear-based energy, because we all have fear, we all have insecurities. I mean, even though we may not express them all the time, they are still there. And when you dig deep, when you look inside things, you kind of wake up certain old wounds. Just like when you're lifting up a carpet. The carpet seems fine, everything seems nice, but when you start remodeling and redoing something, you're kind of opening up a can of worms with all that debris and dust just flying everywhere. I know for me, I have bad allergies, and dust is number one on my list of, the allergy triggers. And that's basically what's happening here. Her fear is her trigger. Her fear is what's coming up. And that's what stops the Divine Feminine from actually getting to her goal, getting where she needs to get. Now, like I said, this is not necessarily for a woman, so you may be feeling I'm ready to make a start, make a new beginning, a new energy in my life that I'm going to feel better about. And that could be with a new relationship. Maybe you've decided that I'm going to clear out the old and let go of past emotional things that have happened maybe 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and start over again. Maybe that person that you're with, maybe you need to start over with that person. Maybe he's not who he was when you first met him, and you're not who you were when you first met him or she. So it's good to just start over, reintroduce yourself. Like I said before, with the Divine Masculine, it's time to, search inside to see what that place is where you need to be. Because sometimes taking the leap of faith and saying, you know what, I'm going to talk about my feelings and I'm going to bring out whatever it is that is necessary for me to feel complete, because I don't feel complete. Because you won't feel complete. If you don't listen to what your intuition is saying, it's going to feel like you're constantly going on the back burner. You're leaving yourself on the back burner and letting that person have every right to do whatever they want, though they're not necessarily doing negative things towards you, but you're allowing someone to pull you down in some way. Now, that could happen with anyone. It doesn't mean that they are negative, but when we don't speak up for ourselves, a lot of times people think, okay, well, they don't care. They're not into that stuff. But actually, there's a little voice and crying out inside of you saying, no, 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 it's not like that. It's not like that. And you have to hear that voice. If you're not listening to what that little voice is saying to you, you're going to allow whatever they're giving to you. Maybe you wonder, why are they always treating me with no compassion? Or why don't they listen to my feelings? Maybe because you don't say enough in order to spark up that. Yes, sometimes a discussion does involve, I mean, not harsh words, but, some firm words that you may not like what they're saying. They may not like what you're saying. But if you get it out in the open, you're taking the leap of faith to make a chance. There's nothing that you can find that's going to be better except talking it out. I always say, talk out your feelings when it's something that is bothering you. Otherwise, you're not going to find happiness inside yourself, inside your skin, and they're not going to find happiness. Okay? So let's go to the next card. Catch your breath. Yes. Catch your breath. Very true here. We all try to catch our breath in many ways. And as you can see, this beautiful fairy or butterfly. It's a small child, it looks like. I'm not sure male or female, but it is telling you that catching your breath, divine feminine is also right now in a spot where she's got a lot on her. A lot. I mean, there's things that she wants to let go of, things that she wants to start over on. She wants to make that clean sweep like we talked about before. But though she can't because she is not relaxing. She's not letting go a little bit of the stress. And you know what? That goes for me. I have to say, I feel like it's a message for me as well. Because, when you're running on overdrive constantly, you're never going to find what you need to do. I mean, yes, we can meditate, we can do little things for ourselves, but are we really catching our breath? No. We are kind of like putting that pressure on ourselves. It's got to be now. It has to happen now. We're running on a deadline. You're looking at the time. You're looking at the year. Another few more months into this year. And yes, I don't want to say that, but it is true. So now that we're in September, middle of it already, beginning to middle, but we are now coming down to a time where we have to just think about what it is that we need to do in order to find our true happiness for this year. A lot of people want to know exactly when that's going to happen. I mean, I would love to tell you that, but nobody has the time frame because there are things that you need to do in your life in order to get there. Okay? So I don't have the prescription or the book to tell you exactly what that may be. All I can do is guide you and give you the messages that are coming through. And, for your highest good, you need to follow what your intuition is telling you in order to get there. Sometimes it's maybe taking a little time out for yourself. Yes, like I just did. I took out time. I went out with my husband to visit our family. And I always have a great time. As you can see on social media, I posted everything. Just so you can get an example of how I let go sometimes and I just try to release. But at the same time, I was working and I was doing the things that I love to do. And that's helping you guys and doing everything I can in my best, in your best interest, in my best interest, so that we can work together on a lot of things, because it's an energy exchange. Like I've always said, this is a positive energy exchange. But at the same time, you may be pressuring yourself like it has to be done now. No, it doesn't. That's what I kind of did a little bit. But then I caught myself and I said, no. I'm going to catch my breath and I'm going to just take it easy. And I did that. And you know what? Everything worked out perfect. I did this last year. Things didn't work out as great because things up, kind of like get in the way, and that's usually what occurs when you put too much upon yourself and pressure. But this time it was a lot better. So I have to tell you that it's not a good time to too much like planning and too much organizing, that everything needs to come together now. It's a good time to relax and just take it easy, because these energy shifts will die down. A lot of people are feeling it in a physical way. That's very common after, like going through spiritual, mental, emotional energy shifts. You can actually feel it in the physical. I can't tell you exactly where the body parts are, but normally for me, it's my back or my knees. And that's because I'm just pressuring myself. And it's like I said, I don't want to talk about myself, so it's not about me. I'm just giving you an example. It's where you find your trigger point is. You need to let it go. And you know what? It's a good time to go get a massage and take some yoga just to relax the body and just, just chill out. Chill out is the best way, the best remedy for catching your breath. That's what this card actually represents. It should have said chill out. So like better terms for understanding. But you know what? You need to just like locate what that is deep inside your soul center. Not allow the hectic days of life. Maybe this person that you're with doesn't let you do this. Or maybe this person isn't giving you enough. So you're pressuring yourself. I need to find him or find her. I need to text or I need to, get in touch. I need to do something so that I can communicate so they can see me. By you doing this, you're like saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. They're not going to look at you because you're not looking at yourself. See, it all comes down to one thing. When you're with your divine partner, divine soulmate, twin flame, spiritual connection that you have with this person, doesn't matter which type of connection, if you're not focusing on yourself enough, if you're not loving yourself, that inner glow does not come out. It's like you're not shining, you're not putting out there your authentic self. And that's where people can get like confused because they don't know if you're really into it or you're not into it. So you shouldn't be putting pressure on yourself. When you start focusing on yourself, loving yourself and having fun with yourself, I mean, like literally, I'm going to go out and just have fun. And I'm not talking about go by yourself somewhere. I'm talking about go with your friends, go wherever your family, whoever. And, your divine partner, and let them see how you're having fun just being yourself. That's what I strongly recommend for loving yourself. The first step is loving the company you're with, and that's you, okay? It's not like, oh, am I not looking right, or am I not feeling right, or am I not being right, or am I not acting right? Don't judge yourself. Stop judging yourself. That's the number one thing that people do, and they end up not loving themselves. Because if we judge ourselves, we are judging our higher self, and our higher self is what keeps us going. We keep moving. It's like our endurance that we have to just continue to do. We have to continue to move forward. Now, I can't tell you how to catch your breath. I'm just giving you advice on how to empower yourself to find that true inner peace, that serenity, a serenity of love that you have in your heart. And there are many different ways to do this. I try my best to post different things on my Instagram, Facebook, about loving yourself, about empowering yourself. And I do give one card question readings on my live stream. When I will do the next one, I will announce it. But on a daily basis, it's good to just continue to love yourself. Like I said, motivation is the key. Motivation, daily motivation, affirmations, and I do post a lot of motivations and one card messages on my social media sites that you can check out if you're not already following me. And lately it's been a little hectic, so I will get more out there. I do have a lot of plans for this upcoming fall and winter, and you know what? It's going to be all good. Or spring and summer. I mean, I know we have like different seasons that we're approaching right now, so but you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you would like to get your own personalized reading, the links are down below in the description area, and I do offer both, well actually 3 of them, phone, chat, and email readings. A lot of you have been asking me, do I do video readings? That's something that I may do in the future, and I will let you guys know when I do offer this, but for now it's just the 3. Also, you can check out my blogs. They're also in the links down below with the reading information all together. So you can check that out. Also my YouTube and Facebook videos, you can check them out as well, just to give you a little bit of guidance on what is soulmates, what are twin flames. I try to give like a Q&A videos out there so that people can understand. If you do have a question though, you can post it down in the comments area, and also a topic you'd like me to talk about in the next coming live stream or reading video. If there's something that you're looking at that you would like to know more about, I'm welcome to suggestions, and that can be done in the comments area of either YouTube or Facebook. Also, I think that's about it. I have so much on my mind right now. It's crazy how like the new moon just influences us. And I hope that you guys are all getting out there and embracing just new energies that may occur in your lives, embrace it. Get out there, get outside. Even if it's a little bit on the cooler and crisp side, go apple pickings, or go out to a nice harvest type of event. That's what I like to do, and I'm probably going to be doing that next week or the following week in October. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel or my Facebook, I hope you can, because I do release a video out every week. Even though I'm short for time today, I have to really cut this short. So until next time, love and light to you all. Namaste.